mistakenly deported, then returned here, now facing federal charges. CBS's Jake Rosen.
It's been months of this back and forth since March, when Abrego Garcia was removed from the United States as part of those flights to a country, his home country of El Salvador, in that CCOT prison. The Justice Department brought him back in May to prosecute him for allegedly smuggling illegal immigrants from Mexico or Latin America into the United States, into Tennessee, where he was criminally charged.
On Capitol Hill, CBS's Nicole Killian reports the U.S. Senate will vote on health care measures.
Two dueling measures up for votes today, ahead of an end-of-the-year deadline for expiring Affordable Care Act tax credits. Democrats want to extend them for 3 years, while Republicans propose shifting those dollars into health savings accounts. Neither has the votes to pass.
Now to Washington State, where the governor's declared a state of emergency because of flooding caused by days of heavy rain. This woman's one of thousands of people who've left their homes.
It's scary. We got in this morning, and I had to evacuate my animals and all my belongings, and I don't know what's to come or what's to come of the homes and our community.
NASCAR has settled an antitrust lawsuit with 2 race teams, including one co-owned by Michael Jordan. Venezuela's opposition leader was seen in public today for the first time in 11 months, as we hear from CBS's Vicky Barker.
It took a cloak and dagger operation to get Maria Corina Machado out of Venezuela, where she'd been hiding from the regime, and to Oslo to accept her Nobel Peace Prize. Asked point blank.
Yes, we did get support from the United States government.
The Democratic opposition leader has controversially supported President Trump's policies pressuring the Maduro regime.
Time magazine selected the architects of AI as Person of the Year. Hours later, some AI news.
Disney has decided if you can't beat them, join them.
Let it go, let it go.
It's the first major Hollywood studio to collaborate with an AI giant. Under the new licensing agreement, Sora users will be able to create short animated videos using Disney characters, like Elsa from Frozen, Mickey Mouse, and Yoda.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Disney is also buying a $1 billion stake in OpenAI. The 2 companies will collaborate on new products and tools. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Mike Lindell, known as the My Pillow guy and a vocal Trump supporter, says he's running for governor in Minnesota. Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 560 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We are live at the scene of major flooding, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking 2 lanes of northbound State Route 167 at State Route 18. This is for a fatal crash investigation. I-90 remains closed eastbound near North Bend due to a mudslide. More on that in a moment. State Route 18 also closed in both directions at Tiger Mountain because of a slide. Northbound I-5 at 509, a lane is closed due to a crash. State Route 202 and 203 in East King County closed due to flooding. Lots of flooding out there. If you see a road closed sign, just don't go there. Overall travel times are running about 20 minutes slow. Traffic brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. The ultimate tribute to rock. Hairball comes to the Emerald Queen Casino April 2nd. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Folks, this is a very serious situation.
Major General Gent Walsh. The National Guard is being mobilized as up to 100,000 people throughout Washington state face evacuation because of historic flooding. Major flooding is expected along no fewer than 11 rivers today. That includes the Skagit. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is watching that river near Mount Vernon and joins us live. Luke?
Yeah, Heather, it is coming. The Skagit River expected to crest around 42 feet sometime tomorrow morning. It's lapping up against the side of the seawall in Mount Vernon right now. I passed through there earlier this morning. I'm here in the floodplain now on the levee that's protecting homes and businesses behind me. All businesses I've seen are sandbagged. Most people have evacuated. Others, like Tim, though, they say they're going to wait it out.
Well, I've got family up higher. I've got people in Tudawoli with boats if somebody needs to come and help us.
People here are confident that the levee that I'm standing on, holding the Skagit River away from this area, everywhere west of Mount Vernon and north of the Skagit River, will hold. We're live in Skagit County. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Skagit is expected to crest at a record high level at Mount Vernon tomorrow. The Snohomish River is also expected to reach historic levels. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in Snohomish and joins us live. James?
Heather, I rolled into Snohomish about 20 minutes ago and immediately came across the Snohomish United Soccer Club. It sits between the Pilchuck River and the Snohomish River, which is up more than 4 feet overnight. The fields and facilities are under about 10 feet of water. Scott Ursula runs the club and is trying to stay optimistic.
I mean, there's nothing really you can do about it. For the most part, everything out there is just grass, so it'll be some serious work to get everything ready for our tournaments this summer.
Now, we've also seen a number of pieces of heavy farm equipment move to higher ground, some now sitting in front yards. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Also cresting this morning, the Stillaguamish River near Arlington and the Puyallup near Ording. The heavy rain prompted a mudslide that has blocked I-90 eastbound near North Bend. Abby Walker saw it happen yesterday. She tells KIRO 7 TV.
I'm thinking, this is how my life is going to end. I'm going to be in this mudslide, watching this car fly across the road. I'm thinking they're going to be pushed down. I'm next.
Fortunately, no one was hurt, but the freeway again is still blocked. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heavy rain today with highs around 50. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to all of you. It is December 11th, and as you've been hearing, we've got all sorts of flood coverage for you. G is out today, but Chef and the rest of the crew are with me this morning. Good morning, Chef.
Good morning. I'm sorry I don't have anything random for you.
We'll have a lot of random today. In
Of course.
fact, we are going to be in special continuing coverage today as catastrophic flooding is hitting communities all across Western Washington, and our goal is simple: to get you the critical information that you need and hear directly from those of you living in the hardest hit areas. And Chef, you've already lined up some interviews of listeners who are in some of those areas, right?
either evacuating, hosting people at their homes. If you are directly affected, feel free to text us. We'd love to hear from you, 888-973-5476.
Yes, that's 888-973 KIRO. Also coming up at 9:47. Yeah, G's not here, but we're still going to do Would You Rather at 9:47, and we're going to open it up to you. So we're going to do a holiday edition. Chef and I have come up with some questions for all of you, but we want you to text us some questions, and we will pick the best one to include in our roundup of Would You Rathers. Text line again, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Now for our top stories at 9, brought to you by Bathfair Northwest. And as we've been telling you, Western Washington is bracing for what the National Weather Service is bluntly calling catastrophic flooding today. The Skagit and Snohomish rivers are rising at a pace that forecasters say they've never seen. Evacuations are already underway from Ording to EB Island to the Skagit floodplain, and the governor is warning that up to 100,000 people may be ordered out before this is over.
If you receive an evacuation order, please follow that order. This is critical for your safety.
And the governor has declared a state of emergency. Crews have been rescuing people from cars and homes for 2 straight days, a sign of how quickly conditions are deteriorating. And right now, one of the areas of greatest concern is in Skagit County. And let's go live to KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Looks like Luke just dropped off here, so we'll grab him back in just a second,
okay? Okay. But Luke had talked to some folks who, we just lost his connection, but he had talked to some folks earlier who, Chef, they've been through this before.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. Unless it gets up. In 2003, it was 3 inches from the top of the dike. It was fine. We moved some stuff up higher ground just in case, but that's when it just went back down. It turned around and went down.
Okay, and I'm glad it works out for him. But this is a question I ask, whether it's wildfires, whether it's flooding, whether it's a volcano that's ready to erupt. Why is it that there are some people who just insist on, we'll see, we'll wait till it happens?
I mean, I think that's just human nature. You know, a lot of people don't want to leave their property. They feel safest there, even if they're under threat. I wish people would take it seriously. But unfortunately, there's likely going to be a lot of people that are going to have to be pulled out of their homes. I hope we don't get into the situation where we have, you know, the boats driving through people's front yards and down the streets, plucking folks off roofs, you know, rescuing stranded dogs. That's not something that we have seen here for, what, years and years and years.
Yes. And in fact, I looked into it because in every major Washington flood on record, the people who refused to evacuate were the ones most likely, obviously, to lose their lives. Lewis County, which often gets hard hit, 2007, 2009, there were multiple deaths tied to folks who stayed as the Chehalis River was going up. Skagit River in 1990, 2003 also people died when people ignored warnings or, you know, a lot of times people will drive around barriers.
Yes.
There's a reason they put up those barriers.
Yeah.
And it's just not worth risking your life. Snoqualmie, Snohomish in 1995 and 2006, because we were like, when was the last time we've talked about this level of flooding? And I know in earlier reports I heard Luke talking about how it's kind of surreal where he's at because the weather is not that dramatic today.
Yes. I mean, I live in Edmonds, and I've been telling my son and my wife, hey, it's going to be super rainy. And they're like, what's happening? Doesn't seem like it's that rainy. Well, it's not the rain in the lowlands that's the problem. If you look at the forecasts up in the foothills, up in the mountains, they're still getting hammered up there.
Yes.
And all of that water doesn't come down at once, meaning it's going to get worse throughout today and throughout tomorrow as well. So we're going to be talking to Ted Beener at 10:30 today, by the way, to give you an accurate forecast on what to expect.
But again, we are counting on you to be our eyes and ears out there. We want to know if you are impacted. Share your story with us. Text us at 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And Luke has been doing double duty, so I'm sure we will catch up with him a little bit later. But let's go on to some other news. Washington's Department of Licensing is scrambling right now to explain how nearly 700 commercial truck and bus licenses were mistakenly issued to non-citizens who were not eligible, Chef. And this was a mistake that went undetected for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it only surfaced after a Washington truck driver allegedly made an illegal U-turn in Florida, killing 3 people. And it was national news. And the state now says Harjinder Singh was wrongly given a standard commercial license instead of what they call the non-domiciled version tied to work authorization, meaning that his license should not have been valid. He should not have been driving. And after a nationwide review, federal officials are calling Washington's oversight a blatant breakdown that puts drivers at risk. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is threatening to pull highway funding from the states that don't comply with federal rules. And for DOL's part, the state has now paused all processing of those types of commercial licenses, and they're reviewing each case. Some drivers might just be able to update their legal status, but others could, and I would say should, lose their credentials. And Florida is now asking the Supreme Court to block Washington and California from issuing commercial licenses to non-citizens entirely.
Do you have a problem with non-citizens getting licenses? Because if you listen to Sean Duffy, he says by handing out standard CDLs to drivers who aren't eligible, Washington sent unsafe foreign drivers onto the highways of America. Now, there's nothing inherently dangerous about someone who's from another country driving on our roads.
You're right.
There is potentially something dangerous about people who are not proficient in English and cannot read signage or who are not properly trained. The only reason that this was a national story is because this man was undocumented. I've never seen a semi-crash go national, but if it's committed by an undocumented immigrant, you're darn sure it will under this administration.
Yeah. Yes, but I'm going to say this. This is a public safety failure, and the state licensing department is absolutely to blame for this. It feeds into the whole narrative. 7 years of not recognizing that this was happening. I mean, how many unqualified drivers are driving these 40-ton vehicles because of the state licensing department's negligence.
Well, were they unqualified because of
Possibly.
their immigration status or because they were not trained, could not pass the test?
Well,
there's a big distinction.
Yes, and bingo. You can strongly disagree, like you and I do, with
Yep.
the Trump administration's mass deportation approach and still say that Washington's system broke down big time and put a lot of people at risk. And again, as you said, this is not because immigrants are bad drivers or are inherently unsafe. Again, it's because the state failed to follow the rules.
At the same time, that's also not the larger issue because a recent audit of truck driving schools across the U.S. found that about up to a quarter or a third were not compliant with testing standards.
And that's
so this
a humongous problem.
This is a much bigger issue.
Yes.
Not the fact that somebody who may have passed a test and happens to be undocumented is driving on our highways, but the fact that our entire training and testing system appears to be broken. And that's not an immigration issue. That is a regulatory and oversight issue, and it's not just Washington.
Yes. Seattle Mayor-elect Katie Wilson is laying out her public safety game plan, and she is starting, I have to say, this actually surprised me. She's keeping the team that she already has. So specifically, the Seattle Times is reporting that she's going to retain Police Chief Sean Barnes, Fire Chief Harold Scoggins, Care Department Chief Amy Barden, and Emergency Management Director Curry Mayer when she takes office next month. And Wilson says public safety cannot just be about police. She says it has to be a coordinated effort that brings in crisis responders, outreach teams, service providers, and community groups. And she basically says, get the right people responding to the right calls, let the officers be freed up so they can focus on violent crime and emergencies while the care teams handle the behavioral health crises, the welfare checks, the nonviolent situations. And so Chief Barnes, because there was a big question we were asking, and when Gee and I talked about this, it was like, wait a minute, Chief Barnes just got here, and he seems like the right approach after the failed tenure of Chief Adrian Diaz. So her message, though, I believe, is Seattle is ready for a new chapter, one that is coordinated, humane, and actually gets results. And I'm just going to tell you again, I mean, I didn't vote for her, but I'm pleasantly surprised, I guess, to this point.
You'd have to be some kind of special to announce before you're even in office that you're getting rid of the police chief or the fire chief.
It's happened before.
That's not the way to start. And Seattle's had a continuity problem with police chiefs. We've never had one serve, more than one term, basically, one mayoral term in
we've
10,
been
15 years.
4 police chiefs in 6 years.
Yes. We don't need another police chief search. I think what she's going to have a problem with is integrating the care team with the police department, because the Seattle Times reported about a month ago that police officers were actually calling off those care team members from the calls that they're supposed to be attending. So there's going to be some friction between those two departments, especially since CARES is funded more in the coming years, and that's going to be an expansion. But I guess I'm happy that she's choosing the sensible thing. Why are you shocked?
Because she ran as a disruptor. She was promising a new approach, and then the first thing that you're doing is putting. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I think maybe it sounds to me like she's recognizing that she barely won. So there were a lot, and we do need change.
Barely won. That's a mandate from the people, Ursula.
I know, right? But it's like, not everything needs to start from scratch. And the other thing that I'm hearing, at least in the messaging, is that she's saying, I'm listening to people from all parts of the political spectrum. And you know that I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. It is. So long as her office is not just filled with activists and she welcomes all comers, hey, give her a shot. See how she does.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, in Tacoma, did you hear this? The city council has approved a controversial round of updates to its tenant protection rules. And these are the same rules that voters passed just 2 years ago under the Landlord Fairness Code. I know this is something that you're passionate about, Chef. So after packed meetings and hours of testimony, the council voted 7-2 to make what they are calling just technical fixes, although a lot of people see them as much more than that. So here's what actually changed. The cold weather eviction moratorium shrinks by a month. So now you can't evict between November 15th to March 15th, starting in 2026. Late fees, which were previously capped at a flat $10, can now go up to 1.5% of monthly rent. And if a landlord raises rent by 5% or more, they have to provide relocation assistance. But the tenants now have to pay it back within 10 days if they don't actually move out. And the tenant groups that were behind these changes say the council is just chipping away at the protections that voters demanded. And some are already talking about launching another initiative to bring them back. Landlords say these changes are necessary just to keep up with rising costs. So do you think this is the right move or overreach by the council?
I can agree that those are reasonable changes to make, and also believe that the city council should not undermine what the voters passed, especially because the city council tried to put on another
that was confusing.
Tenant Fairness Act, basically, to compete with this one. That one got kicked off the ballot. It was a much weaker measure. And voters said, hey, we want the stronger measure. And unfortunately, if voters choose the wrong thing, sometimes they have to deal with the outcomes of those decisions. Right. And even low-income housing providers don't want to have to abide by this. They say they can't operate under a lot of these models. Someone sued in 2024 in Seattle.
Yes.
And so I'm open to making changes to it, but I don't know if this is the right way. What do you think?
So in this instance, I actually agree with the city council. And you know that when Gee and I talk about this, it's like it's the unintended consequences. I understand that voters absolutely need and want stronger safeguards. However, when you start hearing from the affordable housing providers themselves, like in Tacoma and in Seattle, saying these rules are making it impossible for us to help the people we need to help, then you have to understand that it's not necessarily rolling back the will of the voters, but maybe elected leaders are doing what they're supposed to do, which would be to adjust policy when maybe it was well intended, but it's not. The real world data is showing that it's not working. And it has even worse effects, potentially.
Well, if that's the goal, did they accomplish it? Because now you have 5 months of the year where you can't evict people instead of 6. Did that really change anything for the landlords? The late fees, $10 seems like a slap on the wrist. Who cares if you pay your... So we'll change it to 1.5%, which means if you have a $2,000 rent, your late fee is now $30.
Yes.
Is that really going to motivate you to change your behavior?
It's trying to find maybe some kind of happy compromise.
I think they found the sweet spot between not actually doing anything to help the landlords and angering the tenant advocates at the same time, while also defying the will of the voters. I mean, is this just a tiny baby step of $30 tabs that got passed by voters and then slammed down?
Bring up the $30 tabs.
I mean, I know there's sort of different sides of the political spectrum, but I also believe that what the people pass should stay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you think? Text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Okay, coming up, the future of tolling. Could it be an app on your phone? Sully's going to join us. He's also going to help us make sense of... I asked him if we should be doing traffic every 10 minutes because traffic is bad in so many areas. He says,
stay home.
Yeah.
Just stay home.
If you're in a backup, just assume it's because there's flooding somewhere that has shut down a road and it's just bad. It's just bad. But we want to hear from you. Text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
The Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was 2 brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
I'm proud to say that I turned 60 recently, and something about that number made retirement feel so real. Not scary necessarily, but just close enough that I want to be very intentional. And that is where Trajan Wealth comes in. They are fiduciary advisors, which means they are obligated to act in my best interest. And let me tell you, you can feel the difference. They listen, they ask about your goals before they talk numbers, and then they explain things in a way that makes you feel empowered, not overwhelmed. Trajan is veteran-owned, and they're going to look at your pension, your retirement accounts, your expenses, all the moving pieces, and they're going to help you map out the future that you want in your life. For me, that is travel, more time with family, and peace of mind. Your version might be different, and that's exactly why a custom plan matters. So if you're ready to talk through your next chapter, call Trajan Wealth. That's spelled TRAJAN Wealth at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
From holiday hosting to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. And now, during their Sizzle All the Way sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. I was lucky enough to receive Omaha Steaks as a gift, and it was everything I had hoped for. Items were individually packaged so I could cook for the entire family. Or if I was the only one home, I would treat myself with a delicious steak, sides, and even dessert. I loved those nights by myself. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's holiday magic made easy. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code SKY.
At your local credit union, WSECU, making a difference isn't just a motto, it's a mission. That's why they're honoring Washington's community champions, the everyday heroes who strengthen our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Crystal Ortega. Crystal rescues surplus food from across Spokane County, driving hundreds of miles each week to collect and deliver to food banks. Crystal, thank you for helping keep people well fed in your community.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Looking for a high school that nurtures both the mind and spirit? Archbishop Murphy High School is where academic excellence meets faith-based education. With a 100% graduation rate and a college prep program designed to challenge and inspire, our students are prepared for whatever the future holds. But it's more than just academics. Archbishop Murphy's robust athletics, arts, and co-curricular activities ensure that every student finds their passion and thrives. Archbishop Murphy High School believes in educating the whole person. That's why we offer a vibrant campus life where students grow not only academically, but also spiritually, socially, and physically. Don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Schedule a visit and discover how Archbishop Murphy High School can help your students succeed. Visit am-hs.org. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy proudly supports Archbishop Murphy High School, where your story begins. am-hs.org.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And and they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's, mix A, mix A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's, mix A.
Jazz Alley invites you to come celebrate the season with David Benoit's Christmas tribute to Charlie Brown, featuring vocalist Courtney Fortune. Shows run December 18th to 21st. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Mark O'Connor's Appalachian Christmas.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
It's scary. We got in this morning and I had to evacuate my animals and all my belongings.
100,000 residents across Washington state are right now facing evacuations because of historic flooding. That's according to the governor's office. Many of those being told to get out now live along the Skagit River. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is near Mount Vernon. Luke, how are people reacting to all this?
Yeah, Heather, people here in the historic floodplain, which is the area west of the city of Mount Vernon and the areas north of the Skagit River, you can hear a calm in their voice. I'm on the top of a levee right here overlooking the Skagit River. There are about a dozen people up there right now checking out conditions for themselves. They're not actually, ready to leave just yet. But even though the Skagit River is lapping up against the side of the seawall in town in Mount Vernon, but again, here, businesses are sandbagged. Most people have evacuated, but others, like Holly, say they will stay as long as they can.
We have bags packed. We have the stuff ready for our animals. We've got our stuff ready if we need to go.
The river is expected to crest maybe at 42 feet, which is a level it's never risen to before, sometime tomorrow morning. The governor is supposed to be here in Mount Vernon around noon today to update people. But again, an evacuation order is in place for this floodplain area. Live in Skagit County, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Snohomish River is also expected to reach historic levels. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the city of Snohomish with more on that. James?
Yeah, Heather, I'm in the downtown area, and there are a lot of people around, most of them gathered around the Snohomish River watching the water rise. Road closures here are a major problem, including First Street. I'm looking at it right now, covered with about 200 yards of water where the Snohomish has spilled out of its banks. Those who have lived here for a long time, like Rachel Greenberg, say they've never seen it this bad.
I live right up the street, and normally there's no water here. Normally the water goes towards the valley. I've never seen it come towards Snohomish proper.
So now transportation officials here in Snohomish want everybody to be on alert for rising water that is covering roads, and they say bring a lot of patience. Traffic is being diverted and traffic is backed up. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Heavy rain brought down a mudslide on State Route 18 at Tiger Mountain. Crews are working to clear it, but Trooper Rick Johnson says this could take a while.
Got to make sure the integrity of the hill before they open it up. DOT wants it open as quickly as possible, as we do and everyone else.
I-90 near North Bend eastbound is also shut down due to a landslide. Major flooding expected today along nearly a dozen rivers from Skagit down to Lewis County. In light of that,
So I just signed a statewide emergency declaration.
Governor Bob Ferguson says he's asking the federal government for expedited help, and he has mobilized the National Guard. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 624 points, NASDAQ down 140. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking 2 lanes of northbound State Route 167 at State Route 18. This is because of a deadly crash. Northbound I-5 at 509, a lane is closed due to a crash. Again, I-90 closed eastbound near North Bend, and State Route 18 closed both directions at Tiger Mountain due to mudslides. State Route 202 and 203 in East King County are closed due to water over the roadways. There's a lot of water over the roadways. Just a reminder, if you see those road closed signs, do not drive around them. Turn around, stay alive. Travel times slow across the board. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heavy rain with highs around 50. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today. Sully is joining us right now. Chris, first of all, give us an overview of how bad driving is today.
It's bad. I mean, it is. I mean, we haven't seen flooding like this since 2006, really, and some even go back to the historic 90 flood. I mean, I wasn't here for that, but 2006 I certainly remember. I mean, and the thing is that all the freeway, the people on the freeways are probably going, well, what's the big deal, and why is it
until you hit standing water like I did yesterday on I-90?
Or you hydroplane,
like, whoa.
or you what? But the thing is that with so many roads closed, drivers are now on the freeway when they normally wouldn't be because their road is closed. And so it is, as we found out, Duval is cut off this morning. I mean, they closed the second bridge this morning. And so, it is really, really bad. I'm interested to see what Snohomish looks like. Last time it did this in 2006, and Second Ave or Second Street there, right through the antiquing area was underwater. And we're getting close to that right now. Parts of Second Street are closed up there in historic Snohomish. So, it's
someone
really nasty.
425 said, I live on EB Island, and until yesterday when I evacuated my animals and my aunt, I can't access the island, and I can't find information whether or not it's actually flooded. And I mean, there's just a lot of...
I have a person I work with at the Department of Transportation who's in their comms department. She lives on EB Island with her horses. She evacuated her horses earlier this week, and yesterday she grabbed everything she could and took off, just hoping for the best.
And to describe where that is, because a lot of people don't exactly know where that is.
Yeah, you probably don't realize that when you drive by I-5 or the trestle in Everett, that all that area to the right of you, to the east of you, that's an island.
Beautiful area.
That's an island. EB Island is that really all
Between
of that
Everett
green
and
space to your right there along the trestle until you get up to like the Union Slough, Steamboat Slough. The Snohomish River comes in on the bottom half of it, and then so you don't realize that's actually an island unless you live up there or know about it. They're in trouble up there, and there isn't going to be a lot of information. In fact, the first day of the storm, the water on the EB Slough was running so heavily that they had to close a lane of eastbound on the trestle to get heavy equipment over to try to pull all the logs and the debris from actually damaging the underside of the trestle. That doesn't happen very often.
No.
And they were out there at the beginning of the storm, and they're still out there trying to protect the underside of the trestle.
Chris, you know what I'm noticing, because we have so many communities that are affected in this, is it seems like there's a lot of issue with this hyper-local communication. We can say there's 100,000 people who are potentially under evacuation orders. We can say Mount Vernon's evacuating, but once you start getting down to the neighborhood level, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of information for people right now.
Yeah, and it's hard because let's not also forget what's happened since 2006. If we're going to kind of use that as our benchmark for people who've been here that long, we have a lot more people living in those areas now than we ever did back then, certainly because of, with all the people that have moved here and to Snohomish County specifically over the last 20 years. And so, it's going to be very difficult to try to, that hyper local, the Facebook groups are going nutty.
Exactly.
The people it's kind of like peer-to-peer kind of stuff, warning people.
That's
like, hey, I drove this road and it's now blocked, and that's going up on, and that's really the best thing because the first responders are swamped with everything, right? And they have to handle the biggest thing at the time that impacts the most amount of people. And so, your best information might come from your Facebook group if you live in a community like that.
So if you're 40 to 60, then you've got good information at your hands. But for the rest of the folks who may not be on Facebook.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you need to listen to KIRO Radio because we're going to help you out. Sean in Parkland said, I'd love to know if you have any idea when 18 will open back up.
I got a picture from the Department of Transportation. They're out there. They're cleaning it up right now. But again, with the stability, and that's the hard thing about mudslides. Is because you can clean them up, but you don't want to open up the road if there's a threat of them coming down again. Because you just don't know how unstable that soil is. Just because it came down doesn't mean there's a lot more mud that can't. And they don't want to open it up until they're sure of the stability of the roadway. Now, they've cleaned up the dirt from what we've seen up there on Tiger Mountain, but again, they're assessing the stability of the hillsides because they don't want to open it. I mean, we saw what those people went through on I-90, basically being rolled off the road with the debris that came with them. I mean, they don't want to open it until it's safe. And no, I don't have a good answer for when they're going to do that. But I mean, as long as it's still raining, fortunately, we're easing up a little bit on that. Maybe we can get the ground to stabilize a bit, but it's really dependent on that now.
Yeah. David in the 253 said 202 closed near Snoqualmie. Snoqualmie Parkway was closed. I-90 eastbound closed at milepost 27.
Right there in North Bend. Yeah, that's where we had a mudslide come down that impacted people who were in the middle of that. Their cars were being moved by the debris. I mean, 202 is closed through Falls City up to Carnation. 203 closed in Duval. And again, as I said, 124th, the bridge over the river was closed last night, but then they closed the North End Bridge, basically making Duval an island.
Wow.
And that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, they're kind of stuck. I got a note from a couple people on the island this morning, Matt, Shannon, saying, okay, I'll let you know when we can get out of here.
Okay,
like, good luck.
We'll try to help.
There's so much.
Yeah, we'll try to help you through all of this. And I've really been meaning to ask you about this tolling story.
Oh, so, well, I mean, we can talk about that whenever.
Yeah, we've just got issues right now.
Yeah, that's much more important than the tolling story.
Yes, it's kind of like in the immediate. And so I'm actually just going to call an audible and not do the tolling
We
story.
can talk about that. It's not like it's happening anytime soon. You can go look at it at mynorthwest.com, but we can talk about that anytime. Have me back on, and we can talk about that when we're not dealing with life and death out here.
It's Trucker Joe from Graham. I mean, I just love our listeners.
Trucker Joe's the best.
Near the freeway has a floating pumpkin island. And then Liz in Tacoma wants to know, is there any info on the 410 closure in Sumner?
Oh, boy, no. That I've saw some video of that there's a little low spot there right between Traffic Ave and 167, and it's basically under about 2 feet of water right now. I was a little surprised it took them a while to close it because they were driving through it for a while. And then also, unfortunately, we had that fatal accident this morning involving a semi and a car. And then also, I'm not sure how many people use it, but the new 509 expressway, the one that only goes a mile from I-5, they put all this great new vegetation along the freeway to make it look awesome when it opened in October. Well, when you put on brand new vegetation, it doesn't take water well.
Oh,
so all of that really nice vegetation, they just whoosh right down onto the. So they've closed the off-ramp from northbound 5 to the new 509 expressway because of all these wonderful plants and bark dust that just came right down on the road.
Catherine in the 360 is helping us out in Whatcom County. Acme and Van Zant are cut off because Highway 9 is closed.
Yeah.
And the Sioux in the 206 says evacuations to where? I mean, we're going to try to get more information on that.
One thing I can tell you is there's, and especially this is something we don't talk about a lot, but and I know we're out of time, is people with animals, large animals. We're talking livestock, horses, things like that. There are opportunities for you to take those to the Evergreen State Fair up in Monroe, where they normally have like the 4-H and everything like that. You can board them. There's some opportunities there to try to do that. But I mean, you basically... this is get up and go time. This is the real deal.
Yes, this is the real deal. So don't wait until it is a problem. If the water's at your doorstep, you've waited too long. If your car goes around a barrier, you've made a mistake. 253 may have said it best. Here's an update. Stay off the road and stay home. Problem solved.
Pretty simple. Think of this. Turn around, don't drown.
Thank you. Absolutely. Sully, thank you so much.
Sure, anytime.
Okay, still ahead, we're going to take a break from all this flooding stuff, and we're going to talk about, we're going to do our Would You Rather, and we're going to include one of your questions for us. Stay with us.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Red Hawks rising. Seattle U's men's basketball is hosting some big games at Climate Pledge. Grab your tickets at goseattleu.com/tickets. Our next home game is December 19th against UW.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
A special message from Hartley and Wilcox Family Farms.
This time of year, as we enjoy family, I think about how life on the farm must have been over 100 years ago. One thing that remains constant is our love of family, the animals, and the land. So as your family gathers, we hope you feel good about cooking and baking with fresh, local Wilcox eggs, just like we've done for the past 100 years. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today and tomorrow. Chef is doing double duty, and we've got some guests lined up already because, as you know, we've got some very serious, in some areas, catastrophic flooding going on, and we are counting on our listeners to help be our eyes and ears. So we have some folks who are going to join us coming up in the 10 o'clock hour.
Some folks stuck, some folks helping others out, trying to get a first responder onto from Skagit County. It looks like we'll have him on at 10 as well.
Oh, perfect. Okay, but right now, let me make something crystal clear. This one truly scares me.
It's time to make Ursula uncomfortable.
That's every day. That's every segment.
It is.
As long as Gee's here.
But today is not especially random. Today we're going to do a holiday edition of Would You Rather. And we have some help from our listeners. We
do.
We solicited some questions from our listeners, including Tracy in Tacoma. Would you rather have a holiday getaway at a snowy, picturesque lodge or a tropical paradise?
Oh, that's such a good question, because this time of year, I need vitamin D. I feel the SADS coming on real big, and I need some vitamin D, but also I love being out in the snow, and a lodge sounds amazing. There's something about the peace and the quiet of it, especially if there's a hot tub.
The only time I like being out in the snow is if I don't have to drive anywhere. And for example, Leavenworth, and their tree lighting, and you can just walk anywhere.
Yes.
Otherwise, skip the snow.
Skip it.
I'll do the tropical paradise every single time.
That makes three of us, because I am past the childhood point in my life where I'm excited for the cold and the snow to come out and walk out. I'm at the point where I want more daylight. I want more sun on my skin, and I'm with you. I'm afraid of the big dark a little bit. So this is a more challenging time of the year, and I'm ready to get those, 9-10 hour days of daylight.
Yes.
Ursula, can I ask you a musical one?
Yes.
Okay, so you get to pick amongst 3 songs.
Okay.
That you have to wake up to every day for the rest of your life. Would you rather have this one? The look on your face right now.
I don't think so.
You look like you were sucking a lemon or something like that. Okay, so you get Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas, or...
Easy.
Easy? Okay, you haven't heard the third option yet. Okay, last one. For anyone who's woken up the same song every day for years on end.
What the heck is that?
I Got You, Babe. That is from Groundhog's Day.
Oh, no. Number 2.
Yeah, I'd go with Rick Astley, too.
I'm going with, Aha. That's my favorite. I mean, I would get tired with Mariah Carey all the time, and I feel like during this time of year, I'm not going to say the station, but they play a lot of Christmas music all the time.
Yes.
And it feels like every other time I go there, it's Mariah Carey. Aha is less repetitive, and it's a little more catchy for me.
There you go. Okay, how about if you do Secret Santa, would you rather draw the name of the office coworker that you barely know, or the coworker you know way too well?
Oh, way too well. For sure. Easy. Because if you don't know the other person, you're just going to buy them a generic gift. But like for Gee, I know Gee really, really well. So if I drew Gee, I could buy him a big old pack of Tidy Whities because I know that's what he loves. The real cheap ones.
See, I'm opposite.
Yeah?
I would actually rather buy, because if it's someone I know really, really well, there's a good chance I'm going to get them a gift anyway.
Okay.
So I would rather have this as an opportunity to meet someone or get something for someone
learn something about
know.
them.
Right, exactly. And
You're
it would
so thoughtful.
Oh, stop. Nick, how about you?
I like doing gifts that people for who you know, because, I mean, as much as I like giving gifts for people that I don't know, it can be generic with what you give, but when you know the person, you can be very niche about it, and you can do a little more research, and when you get it right, you can get that, over-the-top reaction from them if you really dig deep about what they really enjoy. It doesn't have to be money. It just has to be something they really value.
Okay, last one for me. Ursula, would you rather wrap 100 oddly shaped gifts or handwrite 100 Christmas cards?
Oh, I'd rather handwrite 100 Christmas cards.
Are you serious?
Oh my gosh,
carpal
yes.
tunnel there.
I would have a carpal tunnel.
You have to do it all at once.
I would feel so proud of myself because handwriting and anything handwritten is a lost art.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. Like I physically couldn't do it. My hand would be in
They asked us to do
utterly
something
cramped.
in the newsroom for
Write some
us
cards,
to
yes.
write some cards. Charlie and I were the only ones who did it. Up until maybe some other hosts. They were asking hosts to do it.
I can't do it. Like my handwriting is so embarrassing. We can't give that to anybody.
Okay, real quick. Would you rather your employer, would you rather your bosses splurge on bonuses or splurge on a holiday party? Let's start with you, Nick.
Bonuses, hands down. We already get the parties as it is. We don't have to ask for that. We do have to scratch and claw for our money, though. So it seems like, I think that's the latter is the better solution for me.
I could not think of any event I would least want to go to less than the office holiday party.
Oh, that is so funny. How about would you rather have your company cancel the holiday party but give you an extra paid day off?
Scratch the party. I'm taking the day off.
That is a double win.
We're gonna have a party at my place that day.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I think maybe just skip the holiday party, give the bonuses, give the extra day off, and that is just
You're giving them the freedom to have their day off however they please.
Okay, text us 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO. What do you think? More of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Searching the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Steve Kathan. The Senate's rejected a Republican health care plan, and it's likely to say no to a Democratic bill that would extend Obamacare subsidies. Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal.
This kind of extension of health care subsidies is a very simple, straightforward, non-costly, politically imperative thing to do.
Florida Republican Rick Scott backed the GOP plan for health accounts.
Healthcare costs weren't going up like this when Obamacare was passed. You created this system, you should fix it, and you should be part of helping to fix it. As we all know, it takes 60 votes in the Senate to do it.
There's severe flooding in the Pacific Northwest. Evacuation orders are in effect for several communities in Washington state. KIRO TV's Ranji Sinha.
On our drive to get here, we actually had to divert at least once because trees were down across roads, completely blocking them. So the bottom line, this area is definitely feeling the impact. The rain continues to come down, and it is not necessarily all that windy, but it is heavy at the moment.
New twist in the long saga of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man mistakenly deported to El Salvador earlier this year, then returned to the U.S. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez.
A federal judge in Maryland has decided that the detention of Abrego Garcia by ICE is unlawful and that agency has to release him immediately.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is defending the administration's campaign to detain and deport thousands of migrants in House committee testimony today. NASCAR has settled an antitrust lawsuit on the 9th day of a trial. As we hear from CBS's Jim Crisula.
The deal involves NASCAR and two race teams, including one co-owned by basketball great Michael Jordan. The lawsuit claimed NASCAR operates as a monopoly, with the two teams refusing to sign agreements, so-called charters, that guarantee a spot in races and payouts.
Well, CBS's Charlie D'Agata reports on the fallout from the U.S. military move to seize a Venezuelan oil tanker off the country's coast.
Venezuela has condemned the seizure of its oil tankers international piracy and brazen theft. We're learning that Russian President Vladimir Putin, in a phone call with Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro, expressed solidarity with the Venezuelan people.
Russia has welcomed the International Olympic Committee move today to advise sports bodies to let Russia and Belarus youth teams and athletes compete again with their national flag and anthem. That was all halted when Russia invaded Ukraine. Checking Wall Street's right now, the Dow is higher. The S&P and NASDAQ are trading lower. This is CBS News.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
The latest on flooding coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking two lanes of northbound State Route 167 at State Route 18. This is because of a deadly crash investigation. Mudslides have closed I-90 eastbound near North Bend and State Route 18 in both directions at Tiger Mountain because of slides. State Route 202 and 203 in East King County are closed due to water over the roadways. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Uncertain times.
I don't know what's to come or what's to come of the homes and our community.
Tens of thousands of Washington residents are facing evacuations as swollen rivers unleash floodwaters across our state. The Skagit River is expected to reach historic levels. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is near Mount Vernon. Luke, are people actually evacuating?
Yes, plenty of people are evacuating. They're gone, but a lot of other people have moved their most valuable things to higher ground somewhere else, and they're back here watching the river level, including folks like Joe.
Classic automobiles, they're in trailers. All my welders, all my plasma cutters, they're in trailers. The motorhome is, as we speak, I'm loading water into it.
Yeah, he's going to take his motorhome to an area parking lot on higher ground and stay there for a couple of days. I'm in the historic floodplain in this area, which is all the areas west of the city of Mount Vernon and north of the Skagit River, watching that river level rise against the levee here that's protecting their homes and businesses. Speaking of businesses, a lot of them in this area sandbagged already. The river could crest here tomorrow morning. Live in Skagit County, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Communities along the Skykomish River watched the waters peak late Wednesday. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu is in Sultan.
Some scrambled at the last minute to get their sandbags in place, while others came out on paddleboards and bicycles to enjoy the water. It wasn't all fun and games, though.
On most of our rescues, we've had people sitting on the hood or the roof of their car out here.
Snohomish Regional Fire and Rescue shared images of a water rescue in Monroe. They say 3 separate cars were stuck on the same road, and all 3 drivers were okay.
This is a disaster that spans all of western Washington. National Weather Service meteorologist Harrison Rademacher.
So it looks like we have 11 forecast points that are expected to go into major flooding today, and that's spanning from Skagit County all the way down to Lewis County.
And that's just the major flooding. Governor Bob Ferguson has declared this a disaster. He's asking for expedited help from the federal government. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heavy rain today with highs around 50. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today, but we do have special flooding coverage. We've got all our crew members working for you, trying to make sure that you are up to date on all the very latest information. Text us. You are a big part of our coverage. Text us at 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Coming up at 10:30, we will have a meteorologist join us also to get us information on what we can expect ahead in the days ahead. I mean, is the worst of it over? And then at 10:47, of course, we are going to do scenarios. And again, you are a big part of that. But right now, let's get to it.
What's new at 10?
And we are continuing our special flooding coverage across western Washington. Rivers are rising, roads are closing. Some communities are dealing with the worst water they've seen in years. And because the conditions are changing by the hour, again, we have asked you, our listeners, to help be our eyes and our ears on the ground. And as always, you are coming through for us. So we want to go live right now to Joel in Big Lake. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning, Miss Ursula. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well, but I'm worried about your community. And you texted us and you said your father was the fire chief for the city of Mount Vernon during the 1990 and 1992 floods. You are now a lieutenant with Skagit County Fire District 7, and you have a very important message.
Well, the one thing that we've had for all 3 floods, and you know, being that I've been around for all of them, is if you're told to evacuate, you need to go. And I'm going to apologize for a minute. I've actually got a naval helicopter going over, so it might get loud.
It's okay. It's real. It's right now.
Yeah, but I know people want to stay in their homes. I know people want to protect their properties. But what happens is that puts a strain on first responders who are dealing with other issues, whether it be, making sure the levees are held up, sandbagging for their communities, evacuating care facilities, especially in the Cedar-Woolley area. Takes time away from us to be able to get those done when you, as a strong, person, can easily just get in your car and go away or go to a friend's house for a couple of days. That's the biggest concern with first responders, especially because in the Skagit Valley, only the big cities, Mount Vernon, Burlington, Anacortes, Cedar-Woolley, those are paid departments. All the other fire departments are volunteer fire departments, and we're doing the best we can with what we got. So if you are told to leave, please go.
And what are people being told right now, Joel, in the areas that you cover?
Well, I'm actually very lucky in the fact that my fire district is the highest fire district in Skagit County. We're at 1,000 feet up, so we don't have to worry about flooding in our area. We do have to worry about landslides up there. But in other communities, they're being told, if the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to find a place to go. It's going to be harder to find a route to get to that because more streets are going to start flooding. And it's going to be harder to get out. And it's just going to make it hard for everybody if we have to start doing rescues.
Now, Joel, I know down here it's not raining that hard. I'm not sure the situation there, but I know a lot of folks are looking up at the sky and thinking, "Hey, it's not that bad. So I should probably be okay where I'm at." What are you hearing about what's to come in the next day or so?
So I'm actually standing on my deck talking to you because other than a light breeze, it's very pleasant out. Mm-hmm. But people need to remember, it's kind of the calm before the storm, if you want to use that proverbial saying. All that rain has happened in the mountains. That rain has to go somewhere. It's now up in the concrete area, and it is slowly moving down. Granted, we don't see rain here, but that doesn't mean that water's not coming down the hill. And it's going to get here, and usually what happens is it gets here during the evening when it's dark out, and people don't see it because they're not looking out their window. And then all of a sudden they walk out their front door, and holy mackerel, I've already got a foot of water in my front yard.
And by then it's too late. Joel, we did have someone text in and ask us, they're being told, if they're being told to evacuate, where do they go? Where should they go? What's the best way to get that information if you don't have a logical place where you can go?
Okay, if you don't have friends, family, or something of that nature, it's very easy. Either go to the City of Mount Vernon website or the Skagit County website, and you will see right on the homepage, it will tell you different places you can evacuate to, if you have animals, it'll tell you, we do accept pets here, we don't here. If you have large animals like horses, and like you guys were talking about the donkeys earlier, mm-hmm. It will give you different areas that you can go. But there are many shelters that have opened up. And the bonus is Interstate 5 is built up in this area. And you'll notice that it's probably 20, 30 feet above everything else. That can still be used as a main arterial to get either north or south. So you can just hop on the interstate and head south if you need to, or head north if you want to.
Wow. Joel, we sure appreciate your time, your expertise, and also appreciate that you listen and text in and you joined us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to move on to Kirk in Mount Vernon. Good morning, Kirk.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. It sounds like you're okay, but as always, like Mr. Rogers said, look for those who are the helpers, and it sounds like you are helping others.
Yeah, my daughter had to be evacuated, and I'm working with my sister. She's probably going to have to be evacuated out of Burlington. It's eerily calm, though. It's a really eerie situation here. I'm across the street right now from Lions Park. It's right on the river at a rail yard, and it's you can just kind of see people walking around looking at the river, but I know that false sense of security is there, and I don't know because it's supposed to keep rising until early tomorrow morning.
Right, and thank you for mentioning that because people have said it over and over. It feels really eerily calm, and they don't sense that urgency, but the worst is yet to come. And
yes, and that's what they keep telling us. They're correct. Yeah, I know that there's a bridge over here. It goes to west side Mount Vernon, and they're supposed to close that here around noon.
Ooh, okay, yeah. I've got Chris Sullivan here, and he's nodding his head. So was it hard to convince them to leave? Or because there are folks who say, yeah, there are evacuation orders, but it doesn't look that it's that bad. So, I mean, it's a big hassle to have to leave your home. Like, did you have any resistance?
Yeah, well, no, not whatsoever. It's this time of the year. I think it was more or less when I called my daughter at 6:18 in the morning because I got the alert about who's supposed to evacuate. She just thought it was an Amber Alert, and and didn't really pay too. And then so I got her up out of the house. I said, "You guys got to get up. You have to go now."
Kirk, so appreciate you joining us. And again, always, I love hearing voices of people that we see on our text line all the time. Kirk, thank you so much.
Isn't that correct? Yeah, thank you so much. And you guys take care, all right? And I'll be talking to you soon. Don't worry.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Mike in Stanwood is joining us right now. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
You live across the road from the main stem of the Stillaguamish River. Describe what is going on there.
Right now, along the road, there's a diversionary dike. So the river comes up, and the dike is designed to move the water into areas where we want it to go. It's not exclusionary like some of the really big dikes down in Snohomish are, where they keep the water in towards the channel. These dikes are designed to overtop, and we work pretty hard during the growing months to keep the grass green and growing, and it keeps all of that in place so that when it does flood, the water goes where we want it to go. There's quite a bit of fall down to a drainage in the what we think of as the lower end of the valley. So we have room for about 14 feet of water before it starts to back up on around our houses. And so that's what's happening right now, is that it's overtopping those dikes. On the other side of the dike, between the dike and the river, it's about 3 to 4 feet deep all along the road. And so cars should not go there.
Yeah, Mike, one of the things that you said, absolutely not. One of the things that you said is that for those of you who live there, the water is only half the problem. The issues are created by looky-loos, and in some ways that's worse. So describe that.
Well, so you have to understand that a lot of folks think that because they've got a big, tall truck, that they can drive through this water and just for fun. And what'll happen is their engine will stall. They can't restart it because it's all wet. And they think that, well, these farmers have big equipment and they can come and get us. Well, it's just as dangerous for us out there. In 1990, we lost the end of our driveway, and to take a big tractor through there would have been all but suicidal. And so we just look at them and say, tow truck's not going to come and get you. Would you like a cup of coffee? Because we're going to wait. And that's all we can do.
Yes.
And so having folks out just to see the water is not good. Those of us that are here, most of these are family farms. Family farms are no longer tiny little operations. Family farm next to us, for example, I've retired from that. At 1990, we had about 400 cows. Now I've got none. But the operation next to us has several thousand cows, and there's no way for us to get out of here. So we have to know how to live with it via the diversionary dikes that we maintain, and with the help of the diking district, of course, and the drainage district. We have two separate districts. And I must say, the biggest difference between 1990 and today is that the county has installed river gauges on the Stillaguamish. So we can start to look at the gauges clear up by Darrington and Verlot for both the North Fork and the South Fork. We can follow that wall of water down the river, and we know about what time to expect it to get here and about what time it will recede. So it's very, very helpful. And so kudos to the county for doing that. They let one gauge go out. I called them and said, hey, look, that is right at the top of the road here. And there's a lot of farms down here that really depend on that gauge. They repaired it. And
That's
so
great.
it was lost to vandals.
Oh, well, Mike, it sounds like you have a great handle on this. Great information from you. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Chris Sullivan is here right now again, and as we were hearing from our listeners in these hard-hit areas, we're getting text messages from people saying, this is closed, this is closed. Give us the latest, like the big ones.
Well, first, let me say to all those looky-loos, if you want to see the impact of the storm, go to Snoqualmie Falls if you can get there and sit at the top and go, wow, this is amazing. Yeah.
Even that might be an issue.
Stay out of the neighborhoods.
Yes.
These people, those roads are needed for emergencies. Don't go and looky-loo at this. Come on. Be smart. And also for those people who don't really understand how this works, just because it stopped raining, we got 14 inches of rain in the Cascades.
Yes.
It takes a while for that to come down river. You just heard Mike and Stanwood there. You know, they're looking at, in Darrington and places like this. It takes a while for the water to get to the places where it's going to flood.
Right.
So, yeah.
So even if it looks
it's
calm
not
right
over.
now. Yeah, exactly.
It's not over.
Yeah. And if it doesn't turn out as bad as they're predicting,
then
well,
great.
good for you.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
No,
but don't wait.
No, don't put
chance
yourself in a spot where you need to be rescued when they should be rescuing someone who's in need, actually, as opposed to someone who shouldn't be there. We're still dealing with the closure of Highway 18. They're working really hard to try to assess the stability there, so we still don't have an update on that. I did get a text from one of my friends, Daniel, who's let me know at 277th in Kent, there are signs, road closed, and people are still just driving around it. I mean, it takes about 8 to 10 inches maybe for a car to lose all traction in water like this and move you around. So please turn around, don't drown. I'm going to keep saying that. It's pretty simple. They put up that sign for a reason. Drive around and then don't waste valuable resources or don't die.
Yes.
I mean,
we want you to stay alive.
Yeah. And one thing I could say from our listener, I know this is a little off topic, but what you guys are doing right now really reminds me of what we did after Hurricane Katrina down in New Orleans, when everything was down there and all the community radio and TV stations got together and worked as one group and broadcast out of Baton Rouge. Was the things that are opening it up to listeners is really the best way to let people know, like, hey, there are sandbags here. If you're out, this is where you can go to get sandbags. Oh, your road is blocked. Here's where we have feed for animals if you're trying to that community neighbor to neighbor stuff that you can provide through the text messages, through people calling up, is really the best way for this to work, because if they don't have power, they're not at their house, they have access to a radio.
Yes.
They can find their radio, a car radio. This kind of stuff can save lives and can help people in the best possible way. So keep doing this.
Yes.
Chris, to your point, B in Puyallup was just writing and said, all the streets in Puyallup are flooded, traffic's at a standstill. And Sandy in Olympia just texted and says, hey, I have a friend who lives on 126th Street in Puyallup and they're deaf. Is that area flooded? And we're getting requests in like that. So, for example, if you are in that area, let us know on the text line and we can get that information back and forth.
Yes, we'll try our best to do that.
We're our own saviors right now in this. And I know I don't mean to be hyperbolic, because some people are like, again, what are you talking about? But no, this is the real deal. And that kind of personal one-to-one kind of stuff that you guys are generating and talking to our listeners who are out there who can provide life-saving information for them, their loved ones, their animals. That's what this is all about.
Yes, for sure. And although I hate the circumstances, it truly warms my heart when I hear from people like Kirk in Mount Vernon helping others, or Joel in Big Lake, or Mike in Stanwood, or truck driver Travis, who just said, can you let people know Cedar Grove Road by Highway 169 is closed? I mean, we're going to be getting all sorts of closures all day long.
Okay, so that'll definitely impact people who are trying to go to between the Issaquah-Hobart Road and the Maple Valley Highway, probably there because they can't go over Tiger Mountain right now. So if you're going, so that's a really good one, because Cedar Grove's a good cut through. So stay with Issy Hobart or stay with the Maple Valley Highway to avoid that area through the farmland there.
So another one just came in. Just a heads up, the road to Snoqualmie Falls is closed. Please
good.
Don't
Well,
send
okay, then
people that way.
I only meant that if it was appropriate to do so. You know what? There's this interesting thing called the internet. Look it up. Plenty of people are posting pictures of Snoqualmie Falls for the last 48 hours. Don't go there if you don't need to. Yeah, stay out of that whole area. Really, I don't know what I was saying, but I just don't want looky-loos either, because that's the last thing we need is people who shouldn't be there needing rescuing and taking time away from people who are really needing rescue, who are stuck on their own properties.
The safest place to do looky-loo is
on
your home,
on your phone,
on your
at
computer.
home. if you have power.
Exactly.
So fortunately the
So
wind has
far,
died
the wind
down,
has died down, yes.
which is great. So we don't have that triple whammy that we do here. So that's fortunate. But yeah, just, take care of each other. Stay out of the way. That's the big, stay out of the way.
Tracy and Bonnie Lake, did we mention 410 closed both ways, going in and out of Bonnie Lake?
Yeah, in and out of Bonnie Lake, and also through Traffic Ave so you're basically cut off there. You can go up the backside up the Maple Valley Highway on the far side, but 410 is closed in two places. Last time I looked at the map before I came in here, there are at least 30 black exclamation points on my WashDOT map just from about Chehalis to the Canadian border on the on the east side of Puget Sound. Each one of those exclamations is a road closure that WashDOT manages. So those are state roads, 30 of them. Or 30 places along multiple roads.
Yikes.
So, another quick local update here. If you were in the Maple Valley area, Southeast Jones Road at 169, an officer's blocking the road there. So it looks like that one is plugged up too.
Please listen to police officer and emergency vehicle folks who are
Yes.
telling you not to go around things. They know. They don't want to save your sorry butt by driving around it.
Exactly.
It's not safe for them either.
It's not. Sully, thank you.
Keep
Appreciate
doing what
your
you're
time.
doing. This is when we work really well.
Well, our
when we
listeners
give
are
our
the ones
people,
who are
our
helping
listeners,
us
an
do
opportunity.
It, so, yeah,
keep
absolutely.
it going.
Thank you so much. Okay, still ahead, we've got a meteorologist because one of the questions that just came in, are we going to get more rain this week? We'll answer that question coming up next.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts.
Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Discover the magic of the season at Sky Nursery.
Hi, I'm Laurel, a team member at Sky Nursery, inviting you to come by for a cup of holiday cheer. Wander through a festive wonderland of fresh-cut fir trees and thousands of unique ornaments, and contribute to our Links of Love community tree. Stop by the winter stage for live music from a dozen local artists. Make your holiday traditions just a bit more magical at Sky Nursery.
Live music schedule and all details at skynursery.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Brent Wilcox and his daughter Hartley talk about holiday gatherings on the Wilcox family farm.
Hartley, we're getting together with all the family on the farm to celebrate the holidays.
Yay! It's always a good time.
Papa and Grandma are doing the turkey and all the fixins.
Sounds good.
Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andy will likely do the sweet potatoes and pies.
Nice. Can you bring me home some of those omega-3 eggs?
Why? What are you making?
Doodles.
Doodles?
Yeah, snickerdoodles, Dad. Come on, they're my favorite.
I should have known. I'll bring the eggs home tonight.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
Anytime, Hartley.
Look for Wilcox Organic, omega-3, and hard-boiled eggs at fine grocery stores near you, including Metropolitan Markets, Whole Foods, PCC Natural Markets, Fred Meyer, and Safeway. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Remember to pick up Wilcox hard-boiled eggs for a healthy snack on the go or a tasty addition to any meal. Available at Costco and your neighborhood grocery store.
The insurance world, it can be confusing, so have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Historic flooding in Washington state.
It absolutely will not just be historic and break records, it will shatter those records.
Governor Bob Ferguson has declared this a disaster. He says 100,000 Washington residents are being asked to evacuate. There's major flooding along nearly a dozen rivers right now, and that includes the Skagit River. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is near Mount Vernon. Luke, has the water risen much while you've been out there this morning?
Heather, the answer to that is yes. You know, I've seen before and after photos from locals that have showed me from yesterday to today, and I've seen differences. But just standing here this morning, the last hour, I see the level going up, and I see a lot more debris, like trash and logs and limbs, more flowing down the river, and it looks like it's picking up speed as well. The river's lapping up against the side of the seawall in Mount Vernon in downtown. I'm down the highway from the city in the historic floodplain. This is a huge area that's west of Mount Vernon and north of the river, protected by a levee. I'm actually standing on top of the levee. Now, we expect the river to crest tomorrow morning at some point, perhaps at 42 feet, which is a historic level, never been that high before. Dozens of other people have been coming up here on the levee watching. I mean, this is the place to see and evaluate and know when to evacuate. Businesses and homes down below on the other side of the levee, many are sandbagged. Everyone waiting and watching. Live in Skagit County. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
To the banks of the Snohomish River now, where they are also expecting historic flooding. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is there and joins us live. James?
That's right, Heather, and there are major traffic problems here because of this swollen river. The Avenue D Bridge here in Snohomish is closed to traffic. It is the major thoroughfare between the airport and downtown, and on the airport side, there's about 3 feet of water on the roadway. Now, roadway closed signs are up, but some drivers, like Charles Brazier, drove through anyway.
I came from the airport to the bridge, and there's 3 feet of water, and they're turning people around, and I drove through it.
Now, to be clear, that is not advised. If you see water on the road and road closed signs, just turn around. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Puyallup River is forcing people out of their homes in the Pierce County town of Ording. More from KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake.
Much of Ording is now under Level 3 evacuation orders. Go now. Other parts of Ording, Level 2. Get ready to go when we say. The city of Ording opened up an evacuation center for those ordered out of their homes. Puyallup River near Ording has reached a major flood stage, 12 feet above flood level, affecting Ording and other communities near the Puyallup River. Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
The same storm system that's filling rivers is also soaking the ground. Mudslides are blocking eastbound I-90 at North Bend and all of State Route 18 near the Tiger Mountain Summit. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reports.
Nobody is able to go in either direction here on State Route 18, and with I-90 closed on the way to North Bend, there is no way that you can go further east or to the south along this roadway. It is really just a mess for commuters and drivers that are trying to get through this region.
Your traffic report coming up in just a moment. The Dow is happy the Fed cut rates. The Dow up 592. The tech-heavy NASDAQ is down over a slumping Oracle. It is off 140 points this morning. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking 2 lanes of northbound State Route 167 at State Route 18. This is for a lengthy, deadly crash investigation. Again, mudslides have closed I-90 eastbound near North Bend and State Route 18 in both directions at Tiger Mountain because of mudslides. State Route 202 and 203 in East King County, they're closed due to water over the roadways. Expect roads that are not blocked by water or slides to have extra traffic. That's making your travel times across the board slower than usual. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heavy rain continues. We'll see highs around 50 today. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show, and Gee is out today. Chef and the rest of the crew are in, and we are working triple time right now to keep you informed of what is happening all around the region. Western Washington is bracing for what the National Weather Service is bluntly calling catastrophic flooding today. And I will share with you that almost as long as I've been at KIRO Radio, whenever we would have flooding or any big major event, we would call Ted Beener at the National Weather Service. And I'm happy to say that Ted Beener is now KIRO Radio's meteorologist, and he joins us live right now. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
Hey, put this into perspective for us. Like, what are we dealing with this time around?
That's a good word, perspective, because we've had these kinds of rains and flood events in the past, even in this century so far. So let me give you a few examples. Many of us will remember January of 2009. We had some Cascade locations that had over 30 inches of rain in just 3 days. And then remember December 2007. That's when I-5 went underwater for days. The Willapa Hills had over 20 inches of rain in just 24 hours. The USGS described that as a 500-year flood. And then let's go back to November of 2006. This is very similar to the event we're experiencing right now. We had little or no mountain snowpack at that point. So all that warm, wet rain just ran off the Cascades and the Olympics and created widespread flooding like we're experiencing right now.
Okay, so we're talking about widespread flooding, and I heard the word historic being used for several rivers. Talk about that.
I can. First of all, we've got rivers in flood from the Canadian border all the way down to the Columbia River, so all of Western Washington. And don't forget, we're getting some high water east of the Cascades, too. I've seen some video clips along Interstate 90 in Ellensburg, as an example. And if there's a silver lining to this, by the way, we need the rain, and it's helping to fill up all our reservoirs at this point, which is really good. With regards to records, yeah, we're going to probably have a few record levels, quite possible. The Skagit, you had Luke up there just a moment ago. We got a fresh flood forecast. It's now only 39 feet versus 42, but that's still 2.5 feet above the previous record, which was set in January of 2009. The Snohomish is also another primary possibility. It is going to be awful close to its record flood.
Okay, so Ted, we have a lot of folks, unfortunately, that are looking up at the sky, up in the Mount Vernon area, Snohomish area, and saying, "Hey, I don't really see any rain coming down. What's the big deal?" Can you tell us, look specifically for the Skagit, Snohomish areas for this moment, what's the forecast looking like for the next 24 hours? And do we know when peak river levels are going to hit in the lowlands?
Well, I've got some good news there. The subtropical rain-sourced rain we've had since Monday, it has come to an end. So there's more rain in the forecast as we head into this weekend, but it's more typical light rain, not really going to be very impactful as opposed to what we've had since Monday. So we have all that rainwater that fell still needs to roll downstream yet, and with the shorter rivers, they're going to be cresting late today or tonight. Those longer rivers like the Skagit, like the Chehalis is another example, they'll be cresting either tomorrow or even into Saturday. So we just have to let the water run downstream and work its way towards Puget Sound.
So, Ted, we're getting a lot of folks from people in the Puyallup area as well. A lot of photos of, yards that are flooded and, hey, we're holding out well so far. What about that area? Is that going to continue to rise?
It's still got a ways to go, but it's going to be one of the shorter rivers, if you wish. So we're going to see peaks late today into tonight, depending on where you are along that stream. The Carbon has already crested at this point, so that's good news. South Prairie Creek, that's in major flood at the moment, but it is going to crest and recede as we go into overnight tonight. So the bottom line here is the big heavy rain event is over, and so everything that has fallen is going to be coming downstream. Now I can say snow levels, they're going to remain above 6,000 feet through the weekend, but I have some even better news for those who really want that snow up in the Cascades. We're going to see that snow level tumbling down close to 2,500 feet by midweek next week.
Ted, can I ask you one more about Peninsula? Because we have someone texting in about the Hoquiam. I know there are other rivers over there that also got hammered. What kind of crest are we looking at for those?
Fortunately, all those are pretty short streams, so they're going to be cresting either late today or into tonight, and will be receding as we go into tomorrow. So that's good news there. And one other key point I want to share, I was talking to gardeners here last week, and they said that the soil really deep down is still pretty dry. I know it's rained a lot over the last few days, but as a result, we've got that upper layer of the soils very heavy and wet, and that's why we're starting to see landslides.
Yes.
And we're probably going to see more of those continuing, because sometimes it takes a while, 2, 3, 4 days later, and you'll still have landslides. I want to go back to the tragic Oso landslide 11 years ago. That occurred 3 days after we'd had a significant rain event. So that's another thing to keep in mind with regards to the possibility of landslides. If you're anywhere near some of those steep slopes, be wary of that.
Oh, great advice. So again, we're not expecting a whole lot more rain, but the worst is not necessarily over. I just have to ask one other thing, because with this atmospheric river, something that really stood out to me is that we were talking about how it went all the way to the Philippines. I mean, that sounded crazy to me. Like,
that's not the first time that's happened this year, too. We had one about a month ago that also stretched all the way across the Pacific. I did a story from mynorthwest.com and I included a satellite image that went all the way back towards Taipei. So this one was a little shorter, if you want to call it. It's a relative term. But yeah, it extended well west of Hawaii with regards to the source for subtropical moisture on this one.
Ted Beener, thank you so much for your expertise and always your willingness to help educate all of us when it comes to these weather events. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Still ahead, we do scenarios, more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up next.
The the Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was two brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at HomeComfortAlliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
Veterans, if you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may be able to cut your monthly expenses.
Many people accumulated a lot of debt over the past few years, and even if you have a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is VA loan rates have dropped, and that means you can do a VA cash-out refinance to pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one of our VA clients saved $1,268 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or a highly experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, Again, 800-292-4541.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
It is 10:48, and it's time for scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Hey all, my sister is hosting a massive New Year's Eve black tie party. She spent months planning it, thousands of dollars on catering. It's a really special big moment for her. She's had a tough year where she went through a divorce and lost her job. My boyfriend of the past year just confided in me that he plans to propose to me at her party, right at the countdown when the ball drops. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm worried I could steal her thunder on her big night. And I told him I wasn't sure if it was a good idea. He got upset and said if I don't let him do it his way in front of everyone, maybe he should just call it off because I don't value romance. How should we proceed?
Man, I'm questioning this fiance. I'm sorry, but if you can't do it my way, then maybe we don't get married at all. Maybe you shouldn't get married. If it's that easy of a decision to drop that. It sounds very selfish, and he sounds very non-negotiable. So that's my immediate reaction.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, why is it so important? I'm going to guess. I don't know the sister, but it sounds like the person who is worried about stealing the thunder of this person who's having the big party is a thoughtful person. And it sounds like the person you're thinking about marrying is not that thoughtful and is selfish. And maybe the host would be okay with it, but maybe the fiance should run it past the host and ask, hey, would you mind if I do this? Then you'll have a definitive answer.
Okay.
But my other thing is, why does it have to be in front of everybody? Like, why is that so important? Unless it's you want to have all the family there.
The marriage is in front of everybody.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was perfectly fine with Mark proposing on a mountain where it was just us two. I didn't need to have everybody. I mean, there's some people who are so into having the whole world see that moment.
Does that feel performative to you?
It does in some cases. Sometimes I think it's cute. But again, imposing on someone's party, I'm a little more sensitive to that.
Okay.
That's one thing. And then the other thing is just how it was approached. Like, well, then maybe we shouldn't because you're not romantic. Is that the only way to be romantic?
Super immature.
Yes.
Super immature. I have a question, though, because I agree. Like, if the guy has an issue with this and starts giving you attitude, you should probably rethink things. But what is this whole deal with we can't steal anyone's thunder? Like, I get that you probably shouldn't propose at somebody else's wedding, although I have seen some people who've been asked and welcomed it. Hey, the more joy in our celebration, the better. Other people look at it like you're stealing it. Why are we worried about stealing someone's thunder at a New Year's Eve party? Doesn't that just make the occasion like more joyful, more loving?
It can be, but the person provided context and said she's had a really rough year. This is something that is really special to her, and I appreciate people who are mindful of, hey, I don't want to make it all about me. I don't want to steal someone's moment. And that is something that's especially sensitive when it comes to engagements, when it comes to someone proposing at someone else's wedding, unless you have explicit okay from the bride and groom, right? You've heard of those places where someone will propose at a wedding. Well, now you're taking away the attention from the bride and groom and bringing it upon yourself. Again, some brides in particular are okay with that, but I would not do that unless I had explicit. And that would also question, like, why do you have to have it at that event?
Is this a uniquely feminine concern? Because, like, I only hear this complaint from women. I don't hear it from men. Are you not supposed to announce your new baby that's arriving at Christmas? Can you not do that in any, like... Well, no matter where you do it, it's going to be about you for a couple minutes and then move on.
Yeah, at Christmas, that's a whole nother thing. But again, when you're talking about the bride and groom, but especially the bride on her wedding day, I mean, there's just certain things that are just no-nos. Okay, I would love to hear what you all think. 888-973-5476. Robin Pial said, bro just saved you. Red flag, time to move on. I agree with that.
Well, you know what? I think you just keep the party as is and don't manifest your own kind of event within the situation. Proposal isn't about the scene. It should be about the moment, the people, the emotions. If your sole focus is popping the question while you're all dressed up and everyone else is just trying to have a good time for what it's worth, you're finding yourself lost on the tracks before the clock hits 0. If you're gonna do it, don't do the cheesy tap of the glass. Hey, everyone, just make it nonchalant. Let others find out what's happening, okay? Don't steal the thunder.
Well, exactly. Don't steal the thunder. I will say that 99% said run. This is not the person for you.
Ursula.
Do you disagree with that? Have you ever done something where it's taken away attention from somebody else on a special
like being
day?
the center of attention.
That's
period.
true.
Yeah. I mean, I had 2 witnesses when I proposed to Gabby, but those were her dogs. I got to ask you a G. Scott style question. Yes or no?
Oh.
The wedding day is all about the bride. It's her day.
I would say largely. No.
Text us. Is the wedding day about the bride? Because I hear this all of the time.
Yes. I was about to say yes, and some brides do make it, and some grooms want it to be all about the bride, but I think the best ones are when it's about both of them.
Strikes me as sexist and patriarchal that this is the penultimate moment of her life. Things will never get better.
And you're not necessarily wrong. Okay, stay with us. We'll have more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up next.
Friend and a lover, I bless the day I discover another heart looking for love.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro, offer ends 12/14. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different.
TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by CVS Health.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Senate has failed to advance competing Democratic and Republican measures to address health care costs.
The motion is not agreed to.
Senators remain divided, mostly along party lines, ahead of significant price hikes for millions of Americans in the new year. At the White House moments ago, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The president is prepared to take action on health care, and he wants Republicans on the Hill to do the same.
The issue is crucial as affordability concerns grow heading into the 2026 midterms. A judge has ordered the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from ICE custody. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez reports.
A federal judge in Maryland has decided that the detention of Abrego Garcia by ICE is unlawful and that agency has to release him immediately. Abrego Garcia is, of course, the Salvadoran man who was wrongfully deported to his home country back in March as part of a U.S. deportation effort.
The judge said after being returned from El Salvador, he was re-detained again without lawful authority. Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and a group of Democratic lawmakers are asking for an independent review of the Epstein files. Steve Kathan reports.
It's a bid to determine whether any of the records have been tampered with or concealed ahead of the release of the Epstein files by next week. In a letter to the Justice Department's Inspector General, Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee asked the internal watchdog to undertake a formal review to check if any chain of custody problems exist with the Epstein files. Representatives of some Epstein survivors tell CBS News they've also asked for a third-party review to check if any record had been, quote, scrubbed, softened, or quietly removed before the public sees it. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
There have been global concerns about the rise of fake accounts on social media. Now researchers are exposing just how cheap and easy online manipulation is. Brad Gibson reports.
Fake online accounts are flooding social media to make something look popular or worse, spread political propaganda and scams. Now there's some help to track them.
We've created an index that tracks the price of fake accounts and bots online.
John Rosenbeek helped create the just launched Cambridge Online Trust and Safety Index. COT CBSI.org tracks over 500 platforms in every country, revealing just how cheap online manipulation can be and why it matters.
We wanted to sort of shed light on how that works and who operates in this economy and what we may be able to do about it.
Brad Gibson for CBS News.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. The Dow up 617 points. This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
We are live at the scene of major flooding, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Lori.
And traffic is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Southbound I-705, there's a rollover right on the ramp to northbound I-5. Highway 9 north and southbound, the off-ramps to 2nd Street and Snohomish are closed. This is due to flooding. We have water over the roadway, closing 410 both directions at East Main Traffic Avenue. Linwood to Seattle, a 14-minute drive. Seattle to Federal Way is 22 minutes, and Federal Way to Tacoma, just 9 minutes. That's just an extra 2 minutes. US 2 still closed over the pass and no restrictions right now on I-90. This holiday season, give the gift of Mariners baseball. Grab tickets to the next season's biggest games, like opening day on March 26th at mariners.com/tickets. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Folks, this is a very serious situation.
Major General Gent Welsh. The National Guard is being mobilized as up to 100,000 people throughout Washington state face evacuations because of historic flooding. There is some level of flooding along dozens of rivers, but major flooding is expected along 11, and that includes the Skagit River. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is watching that river. He's near Mount Vernon and joins us live. Luke?
Heather, the river has risen significantly in just the last 2 hours. It is higher. It is running faster right now, and I've seen much more debris coming down with the currents, logs, limbs, and a lot of trash as well. An evacuation order is in place here. It's also in place in concrete up the road, about some 40-some miles, and Cedar-Woolley. But for areas west of Mount Vernon and north of the Skagit River, that is a historic floodplain. That's where I am right now. I'm standing on a levee. And folks like Holly, well, they are ready to leave.
We have bags packed. We have this stuff ready for our animals. We've got our stuff ready if we need to go.
The river is expected to crest at historic levels, perhaps overnight, maybe tomorrow morning. Governor Ferguson is here in Skagit County holding a press conference coming up at noon. Live in Skagit County, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. The Snohomish River is also expected to reach historic levels at some point today. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the city of Snohomish and joins us live. James?
And it is moving fast as it passes downtown Snohomish. I'm in a neighborhood on Lincoln Avenue. Typically, it sits on the bank of the Snohomish, but today it is in the water. At least 5 homes are inundated, and last night one family had to call for help to get out. Here's Snohomish Police Sergeant William Verteen.
A lot of water was starting getting into their house, and they called 911. We had fire rescue come and actually get them out of the house. It's a family of 3 and 2 dogs.
Sergeant Verteen says the river is expected to rise another 3 feet before this is over. That will likely mean more flooding and potentially more rescue. So if you're asked to get out, leave immediately. Live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Evacuations are underway in the Pierce County town of Orting. More from KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake.
Driving rain continues to pound Pierce County, where late last night the Puyallup River reached 12 feet above flood level. That's led to evacuation orders in the community of Orting along the Puyallup River. Central Pierce Fire and Rescue noted that people living in the areas of Williams Boulevard and Mellinger Avenue and also Stone Street were under Go Now Level 3 evacuation orders. Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
The heavy rain prompted a mudslide that has blocked I-90 eastbound near North Bend. Abby Walker saw it happen yesterday. She tells KIRO 7 TV.
I'm thinking, this is how my life is going to end. I'm going to be in this mudslide watching this car fly across the road I'm thinking they're going to be pushed down. I'm next.
Fortunately, no one was hurt, but the freeway is still blocked. A slide is also blocked both directions of State Route 18 at the Tiger Mountain Summit. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heavy rain continues with highs around 50. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today and tomorrow. Chef and the rest of the crew are doing double duty and triple duty today because we have a very, very full show for you. As you know, we are doing continuing coverage on this historic flooding that the region is facing. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who are part of our show community. And we are family. And it is coming through big time on days like today. Chef, we have just heard from so many of our listeners who are helping us keep everybody informed, worrying about their neighbors, trying to help where they can.
All over Western Washington, and there's going to be a lot of help needed in the days to come.
Absolutely. Text us if you want to be part of this. I mean, you are our eyes and ears on the ground. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Sully was just walking through the newsroom and he told me, did you hear that the border crossing at Sumas is shut down right now? That's just breaking news right now because there is so much standing water in the town of Sumas.
Mm-hmm. And Blaine is still open, though.
Yes, exactly. So want to make sure you know that. But let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
And as you've been hearing on our station, Mount Vernon and much of Skagit County are in an active flood emergency as the Skagit River swells from all the heavy rain in recent days. The Skagit is expected to crest at potentially record-breaking levels. And we're happy to let you know that we now have Mount Vernon's Mayor, Peter Donovan, joining us live on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Ursula. How are you?
Good. Well, it sounds like you all have your hands full over there. Describe the conditions in Mount Vernon and what you are doing.
Yeah. So, we're not strangers to flooding and to flood fighting here in Skagit County, but we started watching these predicted storms late last week and through the weekend. Monday morning, I declared an emergency in the city of Mount Vernon, just based on the forecast and the predictions that we were seeing at that time. And that kind of opened the door for us to sort of begin our flood fight efforts in Skagit County. For us in Mount Vernon, that means deploying a flood wall, which was some infrastructure that this community invested in 2012. It was built in 3 phases, and it's about a mile and a half infrastructure. It's a river walk most of the months. It's an amenity in our city, but it also provides vital flood protection for our historic downtown. And so we started setting that up on Tuesday, and that is now fully deployed. The last section of that goes over the BNSF railroad tracks on the north side of our downtown. And at this point, we just sort of watch the river level predictions.
Mayor Donovan, is there an evacuation order underway right now? What are first responders telling folks right now in Mount Vernon?
In the last 24 hours or so, we've been preparing for what we were reading as a fairly massive flood event in Skagit County, the magnitude of which we just would not have experienced had those initial predictions held. We were getting readings of 41 and a half feet potentially in Mount Vernon by Friday morning. And, to put that in perspective, our record flood level here in Mount Vernon is about 37 and a half feet. So we issued an evacuation first warning, letting folks know yesterday morning that if they live in the floodplain in Skagit Valley and in Mount Vernon, they need to be packing and making plans. And then yesterday afternoon, we sent a level 3 notification and let them know that they need to get to high ground. And we're watching, of course, just the river levels and record flooding, but we're also concerned about the strength of the levee system from, Cedar Woolley to Burlington to Mount Vernon all the way down. We have water-soaked, waterlogged levees, and as strong as those are and as much work as those Dike District folks do to reinforce those, this is a massive event with a whole lot of water volume, and so we just don't know where we may be experiencing a breach.
So Mayor, you've issued the level 3 evacuation notice. What kind of response are you getting? Are a lot of people sticking around, and what is your message to those who are?
Well, as you can imagine, there's a bit of a mixed response. It's a difficult thing to leave home, and for folks who have been around these parts for a while, there's likely that feeling that, well, we've been through this before, and we've seen the river rise before. We are looking at it from a standpoint of we have not seen the river rise to these predicted levels before. And so really what we're trying to communicate is that there are a lot of unknowns in this situation. It's unknown where the river might go over the top of the levee or push through a levee. And so this unique situation really requires an urgent response. So we'll be going through neighborhoods today. We have crews that are going to be knocking on doors and leaving literature for folks who may not have got that initial message, and just trying to ensure everyone has every opportunity to get to higher ground.
This is Mount Vernon's Mayor Peter Donovan live on the Gee and Ursula Show with us. So you said level 3 orders. I don't know that many listeners know exactly what that means. And as part of my question, if you could tell us how difficult it makes it when people do refuse to leave.
Sure. Yeah. The various levels of evacuation are 1, 2, 3, and the mantra there is ready, set, go. With ready being you are thinking about where you would go in the event of an evacuation. Set is you are actively packing up your things and moving some of your valuables maybe to higher ground, so that when the level 3 go is issued, you're walking out your door.
And you're at level 3 right now.
And we are at level 3 for folks who are in the 100-year floodplain. We are asking them to go just out of an abundance of caution, and because we are trying to protect lives and property, and making that decision was in everyone's best interest, we felt.
And is it clear where they should go if someone doesn't have a relative that is living on higher ground or somewhere safe? Are there places for people to go?
There are. There have been a number of spots in Skagit County that have opened up and provided shelter for folks who have been evacuated. Those include churches and community centers. There's a list of those resources on Skagit County's website, on the City of Mount Vernon's website. We try to get that information out on social media as well. So it is fairly well publicized that we do have shelters available. I know that people are responding to that, and those shelters a couple of them are filling up rather quickly.
Okay, and last brief question for you here. What time and what day are you expecting floodwaters to peak at this point?
At this point, we're looking at a predicted crest of 39 feet in the city of Mount Vernon, and it's predicted that would happen at about 10 o'clock Friday morning. So about 10 a.m. Friday the 12th, they're predicting a 39.1 foot crest in Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon's Mayor Peter Donovan, we sure appreciate your time, and thank you so much. I know that we will stay in contact with you and get you back on the air anytime you need to be on the air. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for helping us get the word out.
Of course. Well, Falls City and Snoqualmie Valley, they're also facing major flooding as the Snoqualmie River surges well above flood stage. Roads are inundated. There are many closures, including SR 202 and 203. Emergency responders have been doing some water rescues. And again, we are getting help from one of our listeners. Jenny is in Falls City, and she joins us live now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Describe what things are like. You sent us some pictures. Describe what things are like over where you are.
Well, we live up 203, just a little ways from the roundabout. And so 202 heading up towards the falls is closed because the water is flowing over the river. And actually, I'm by my neighbor's property across the street from the river, and it has completely inundated their house. They're surrounded by 2 feet of water completely around. They can't go anywhere. Thanks. And then it's flowing and going back around. It's almost like a second river in itself. And it's hitting Southeast 39th, which is the access road. A lot of people are familiar with it. It goes up to the Snoqualmie Valley Trail, and that is covered in at least 2 feet of water. You can't get through.
So are you basically completely trapped right now, or do you have a way out?
Well, the only way out we could do, there's about 5 houses back here because you can't get through the road, would be to go up on the Snoqualmie Valley Trail and hike out. But then, any of the access roads to the trail are probably closed also, right?
Wait.
202 or 203.
Jenny, do you need help?
No, we're good. We can't get out. Nobody can get out. But, we knew this was coming. We've lived in the Northwest for about 45 years. And I think all of us, we've been, in touch with each other and helping each other out. So got plenty of groceries and water. And we lost power for a short while last night, but it's back on again. So I think we're going to be good. I'm hoping that the river goes down tomorrow.
Jenny,
I've never seen anything like this.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you, because you've lived there a while and you said you've been through this, but put this one in perspective for us.
For me, I would say, I was thinking to myself, what weather event would be equal to this? And I would say it would be the Inauguration Day storm in 1980, I think. Do you know the windstorm that came through?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I don't know. I need to check the date, but I remember the Inauguration Day storm. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, it wasn't 1980. No, that was when Mount St. Helens blew. I can't remember.
That's right. No.
Yeah, it was a bad one. Trees were laying.
I was already here, so it's after 1988. Inauguration Day storm.
Yeah.
93, I believe.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. 93. Yeah, that was terrible. And, and we've had water over our road one other time. I think it was in 2015, but it receded in about 3 hours. And the water over 39th came up yesterday afternoon, probably around 2 o'clock. It came in so fast. Oh. It was get out, right? Don't be down. If you're on the wrong side, you're not getting home. It was amazing.
Jenny, make sure you stay connected with us and let us know if you need help, and we will see if there's anything that we can help in terms of bringing resources to you. But take care.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Man,
wow.
When I hear from people like Jenny, I think she's living in one of the most beautiful areas of the entire region. It is gorgeous, but in times like this, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? And most of the time, they'll say yes, because this happens fairly infrequently.
Well, one of the issues, we're just looking at immediate impacts right now. But long-term impacts, how do you dig out of it? Fix your home, get your homeowner's insurance involved. And then after every single one of these events, whether it's fires or floods, we also see a raft of insurance companies decide, it's not worth it to cover people in these areas. So
talk to people who live in Florida who deal with that.
Right. In the days to come, we're going to be, talking about what resources people need, how they need to get help. Because I don't know about you, but it would be very difficult for me to spend 2 to 3 nights in a church with my family or
very
anyone.
Disruptive, for sure. Yeah. Okay, well, continue to bring you flood coverage, and we'll continue to rely on all of you to be our eyes and ears. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I got to squeeze one non-flood related story in just real quick. Did you hear that Wild Waves and Federal Way is going to shut down after this next summer season?
I did.
I mean, that is such a bummer.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm reacting very strongly about this. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's because I've always known I-5 at Enchanted Way. I mean, at Wild Waves, right? I mean, that's always been Wild Waves, I-5. That's always been a fixture. And then the other part is our boys went there many summers.
Did you get them the passes? Like the summer passes?
We didn't do passes, but
Okay.
we would go there multiple times in the summertime. I mean, it wasn't cheap. But it was a lot of fun. There's a period. I mean, we had a few close calls. You know, sometimes those wave pools get a little crazy.
Yes, and some people get crazy in them.
Yes,
There's something special about water parks because we don't have a lot of amusement or theme parks in this area. And it's such an iconic part of summer here because you generally only enjoy them during those perfect 2-3 months of the summer.
Yeah.
And the only other water slide I can think of in the area is up in Birch Bay. And that one had been closed for about 5-6 years after a horrific accident, just reopened last summer. So basically, as far as I know, the only water slide you can access now in Western Washington is by the border of, Blaine and Vancouver.
I know. That's another thing. So I'm bummed for the future families, future kids who won't be able to go there because I thought it was good, mostly clean fun.
It was. Although there's something about that particular chlorine water park smell that just penetrates all your clothes, your hairs for like a week to come.
Okay, but again,
Summer
they've got
memories.
one more summer, and the owners say that the numbers don't work anymore. They can't make it. The cost of maintaining those old rides keeps going up. The revenue swings from year to year. The pandemic apparently did it in too.
Did we just talk about insurance too? I'm sure liability insurance is a piece of that.
Exactly. So anyway, weigh in on that and anything else we're talking about today, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. We are going to do Agree to Disagree coming up next.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes, the Northwest's trusted news source.
We're learning that it was two brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey.
KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
More than 140,000 fentanyl pills and powder were seized.
Experienced voices you trust.
A fierce budget fight is coming down to the wire.
Coverage you can depend on.
King County's $20 billion budget.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Quiet down. Here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, they just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
Your local credit union, WSECU, believes in making a difference. That's why they're recognizing Washington's community champions, everyday people who strengthen the fabric of our communities. Steve Rabel here with WSECU board member Marcus Glasper, and it's time to announce our next community champion.
Our community champion this week is Crystal Ortega. Crystal rescues surplus food from across Spokane County, driving hundreds of miles each week to collect and deliver to food banks. Crystal, thank you for helping keep people well fed in your community.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at bellevuecollection.com/dining district.
Cold is leaking in rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
It's scary. We got in this morning and I had to evacuate my animals and all my belongings.
100,000 residents across Washington state are facing evacuations because of historic flooding. That's according to the governor's office. Many of those being told to get out now live along the Skagit River. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more from near Mount Vernon.
Plenty of homes and businesses in this area around the Skagit River are sandbagged. Plenty of people have already evacuated or they're getting ready to go now, including folks like Joe.
Classic automobiles, they're in trailers. All my welders, all my plasma cutters, they're in trailers. The motorhome is, as we speak, I'm loading water into it.
The Skagit is lapping the seawall in the city of Mount Vernon. Here in the floodplain west of the city, the river is higher, faster, and much more debris, logs, trees, and trash than early this morning. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Snohomish River is expected to reach historic levels. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the city of Snohomish. James, you've been talking to people there?
I have indeed, Heather. I am back on First Ave. That is closed down, covered with about 200 yards of water. And I can watch right now as the water continues to flow over this roadway. I think it's come up maybe 15 or 20 yards since I got here early this morning. One big problem that Snohomish police are having is people going around road closed signs, not driving, but walking just so that they can get close to the water and see the river moving. They say that is a no-no, extremely dangerous, and they're discouraging people from going around those roadblock signs just for their own safety. Reporting live in Snohomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake is near the Puyallup River this morning in Pierce County and joins us live. Corwin, what are conditions like there?
Yesterday, Heather, it was the Puyallup River exceeding flood stage by 12 feet or more. Today in Orting, they're keeping a close eye on the Carbon River, which up to this point has not spilled over. But if it does, and it seems like when at this point, that'll threaten even more residents in a community which is already under some level 3 evacuation orders. I'm outside the City of Orting Library Multipurpose Center, open as an emergency shelter. They're prepared to take in and to take care of any people that have had to flee their homes. Live in Orting, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Okay, take care out there, guys. Heavy rain brought down a mudslide on State Route 18 at Tiger Mountain.
It's scary. We got them this morning.
Crews are working to clear it, but Trooper Rick Johnson says this could take a while.
Got to make sure the integrity of the hill before they open it up. DOT wants it open as quickly as possible as we do and everyone else.
I-90 near North Bend eastbound is also shut down due to landslides. Major flooding is expected today along nearly a dozen rivers from the Skagit down to Lewis County. In light of that,
so I just signed a statewide emergency declaration.
the governor is asking the federal government for expedited help and has mobilized the National Guard. Now, the governor does plan to give us an update in half an hour on the flooding situation and the response. We will carry that for you live right here on KIRO News Radio. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 633 points, NASDAQ down 63. KIRO News Radio traffic, here's Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. As Heather mentioned, 18 at I-90 still closed, 90 still closed, and near 18. So those are two full closures. 405 struggling northbound from 167 all the way to 900. I-705 at I-5, we have that rollover blocking the ramp. Northbound 167 at 18, we have an accident taking up two right lanes. Let's see, Highway 9, James is on 1st Street. Northbound and southbound Highway 9 to 2nd Street, those ramps are completely shut down. And then as you go further north, Highway 9 to 524 is closed, as well as the Sumas border. Peace Arch still open. 203 closed through Duval. US 2 is closed through Index. 410 is closed in both directions at Traffic Avenue. Everett to Seattle, 28 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, 25. And Tacoma to Olympia, a 33-minute drive. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial at 97.3 HD2. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heavy rain with highs around 50. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today. Chef and the rest of the crew are in. And before we get to agree to disagree, a bunch of people texted in and said, Great Wolf Lodge is available in Centralia when we were talking about Wild Waves closing. And our kids loved Great Wolf Lodge, too. I mean, we were there when it first opened, and it was fantastic.
Can you get a
lot of fun.
sunburn there?
But you cannot get a sunburn. There are no rides, and it's just different, okay? So we're still going to miss Wild Waves when it finally shuts down after 2026. But right now, it is time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
Seattle has the second highest percentage of two-parent households
among the 50 U.S. cities with the most kids, that's according to census data reported by Gene Balk in the Times, 77%, get that, 77% of kids here live with two parents. There's only one other city, that's Gilbert, Arizona. It's a suburb outside Phoenix, and Colorado Springs, that are in the same group as us. And part of what Gene says is driving this is who can afford to raise kids here, because Seattle families tend to be older, more financially stable, more likely to have college degrees, all factors that make two-parent households more common. And also it's so expensive to live here that as a single parent. But get this, amongst young kids ages 5 and under, Seattle ranks number 1. So what I read, there's a lot of things to take away from that data, but what I read is that we have an even greater percentage of two-parent households with young kids, and then that slowly winnows over time as the kids get into high school, which makes me think of the parents that basically stay together for the sake of the kids. I know a lot of folks, once the kids go off to college, that's when they decide. And so I got to ask your perspective on that. What do you think of staying together for the sake of the kids?
Okay, this one's going to get deeper than our normal agree to disagrees. So I don't think it's a great idea unless you can make it very civil. You can make it very clear that this is a relationship that is for the benefit of the children, and you can remain respectful of each other. Because the worst thing, in my opinion, and I say this not only having experienced it as a child, but also seeing how it can be really harmful to children, is to stay together for the idea of staying together for this, like when you say for the sake of the children, but all the children witness are tumultuous times and just vitriol from the couple and dysfunction and hatred, and they feel like their home is not their home, and they're going to be modeling relationships that are not based out of respect but based out of convenience or because it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's the easier thing to do.
Even
if it's difficult.
It can be the easier thing to do. I have seen people who can realize that they're not made for each other. They've outgrown each other, whatever it is, and they will still have this amazing relationship that works even when they've moved on to other partners, where you can see those blended families that work really well. But I would say those are more the exception than the rule. And I just think it can be so harmful and have lasting effects when kids only feel that vitriol between two people who really should not be together.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's take the premise though that you have parents who are civil, they're respectful. Basically, they've agreed as a couple, hey, we don't work out, but we're gonna maintain this because we want to provide some sense of stability.
Yes.
Have you heard of adverse childhood experiences? So they're called ACEs. It's a score you can get based on childhood trauma. So things like abuse, neglect, divorce is on the list, household dysfunction, mental illness.
Okay.
And so like there's legitimate research to say, hey, this is a traumatic event in a child's life that can have a lasting impact. But even so, do you think it behooves the child to have the identity of their family fall apart when they're a young adult, as opposed to when they're a younger child, either teens or, preteen? Because you have those kids that go off to college and their family, all of a sudden, mom and dad are getting divorced.
And that's hard too.
Yeah.
And that's difficult too, but you're not living with it day to day to day. And that's what I think is and just because I don't want to speak vaguely, I mean, my parents were married for over 60 years. They were still married when they passed away. But I would argue that and my mom, I gave her credit, and it was important to give her credit. She did stay in a marriage that she said she wanted out of, and she did do it for the children. There were 5 of us.
Yeah.
And our older brothers suffered more from the marriage. There was a time my parents were split. I'm getting all detailed, but I know a lot of families go through this.
Yeah.
And we were determined as a couple, Mark and I were determined as a couple, like, we're going to learn from the experiences. I mean, our boys could not have had a more stable household, minus the part about me working a lot. But they couldn't have had a more stable household, and you can see how they benefit from that.
What do you think about the idea? Because some people will also say a reason not to is because your children learn how to model a relationship based on that of their parents.
They absolutely do. And those things that they see completely play into how they relate to other people and their partners. If you're wondering, like, well, now how is it that, my adult child now has this relationship that is so bad, or they have to split or whatever. And I mean, sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, well, maybe there was part of it that I contributed to it. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of guilt already that goes into parenting, but I think if you can be respectful and somehow have a relationship that's still respectful but separate, but still make sure that the kids know this has nothing to do with you and you are secure and we love you. It's just we don't love each other in the same way that we did when we got married. I think that's the way, that, in my opinion, the best way to handle it.
Well, cheers to you and long live Mark for breaking that cycle of generational trauma.
Well, but I just
your
want to
kids
say,
grew up in a great home.
Well, they did, and yours are growing in a great home as well.
We're fortunate.
Yes, exactly.
We're fortunate.
And I know a lot of people don't have that. I want to say it's a privilege.
It is because it's also, not to take too much time here, but I feel like a successful marriage can be a function of how stable you are financially, emotionally,
big time. I mean, there's so
all
much
of that stuff,
yes,
right? And that
that
is a privilege.
I find the statistics about Seattle very interesting, though, because don't we have the statistic too that we have more dogs than children?
Yes, yes, we do.
So it's interesting.
Well, maybe it's a little cheaper to own 3 dogs than it is to have 2 kids.
There you go. Okay, more of the Gee and Ursula Show, including our words to live by, coming up next.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix A. Mix A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix A.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel-size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th. For seniors, the holidays can be fun family time, but can also be a stressful time if you're struggling with bills. Our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be the holiday gift you're looking for.
Many seniors love their home but are struggling with mortgage payments and other bills. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You can pay off your debts and maybe put some extra money in the bank for peace of mind. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me or a highly experienced senior advisor. Never a sales pitch and never, ever an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts, Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts, and debt consolidation specialists, too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
And just like that, the Gee and Ursula Show is coming to a close. Jake and Spike are still ahead. And I have invited both of these guys into the studio because we had a really special day yesterday with the 37th Annual Holiday Magic fundraiser benefiting Treehouse.
It was so fun. And just to get a chance to be a part of it, I was reflecting on this yesterday during the show. I think that I was there for my first year here at KIRO was the 20th annual.
Yes.
And so now we're at the 37th. And just to think about all the work that they do for those kids.
Yes.
Yeah, really cool to be part of that.
Lives are changed by the work Treehouse does.
How old were you then?
I was right out of college. I was like 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, can you not rub it in? Because I was here
for the first one, weren't you?
The very first one.
Yeah,
okay,
you were.
The first year was when I was 23, started working here. So don't just be rubbing that in.
Okay, so same age.
But it's grown to be this beautiful thing. And Spike, I mean, what do you love about being part of that the most?
I just am marveled at the work that Treehouse does and the fact that we get an opportunity. The station gives us an entire day to tell their story. I think it speaks to the people who own this group of radio, this broadcast company, Bonneville, and the management here in Seattle who sees this very worthwhile cause and dedicates a full day of our broadcast capabilities to getting the word out to us. I think we had the Attorney General on yesterday, Nick Brown was on yesterday, and he mentioned when he was a prosecutor how many people he sees that go through the the legal system who are members of the foster community in Washington.
Yeah.
And that Treehouse does. It's not just making sure that they have decent clothes or some dignity as a child in foster care, but that they literally, Treehouse changes lives.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
what I love it. And the donuts are nice. There were donuts every 6 inches.
The donuts
was a donut.
and the food are great, but what I was struck by the most, in addition to obviously the great work that Treehouse does, is how generous our listeners are.
Oh my
Even
gosh.
in times when they may be struggling themselves.
Yes.
How they are so willing to give up some of their, basically limited amounts of money to help in a cause. I mean, they just keep coming through for us, and the stories that they share and what they were moved by, it's really...
Yeah, that's amazing.
It feels good.
It's really fun, too, because we had the guy who, he's become a good buddy. His name is Ken, and he bid on our auction thing last year.
For our show sit-in.
And he bought it again this year.
I love that.
And so he just brought in dough. You just met it. You
saw him.
He brings in donuts.
I was like,
amazing,
I
man.
met you last year, and I was thinking, is this the guy who...
He stops by from time to time now, and he's just like a cool dude. And so you get a chance to meet the listeners that we're doing this for every day, but we don't get to see them in the same way.
Yes.
And, just to put some faces to the people who are also making these great donations is very humbling.
Yes, and so we are still tallying up all the numbers, but again, we cannot thank all of you enough for being part of that day, and we will continue to do it, and I'm sure we'll be doing it long after I'm no longer here at KIRO Radio. But
bite your tongue.
I know. I was thinking, man, 37 years. But I just want to point out, I was 23. I was young.
I'm not going to do the
really
math,
young.
but it still sounds young to me. It's very young.
Okay, what do you guys have coming up on your show?
Well, the governor is going to be doing a live emergency declaration in just a few minutes, so we're going to carry some of that. And then we have a lot of coverage, which we're going to go through.
Basically,
all the flooding.
Getting stories from people affected by this flooding, finding ways that we can help folks who are today finding out where they've got to go, where they can't go, how they get in and out of their lives and communities. There's a lady that Jake's working on.
I'm so excited to talk about this lady.
Yes.
She's got the largest, it's an ironic title, but she's got the largest mini donkey farm in the world. And she's trying to figure out, where do I put these 68 mini donkeys?
Well,
she needs help to relocate because of flood danger.
Folks who have animals will need to have that kind of advice. So we look forward to hearing that on your show. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And look at this. I'm going to sign my name because you said nobody signs cards here except you.
I need to make a correction because when I said no one in the newsroom other than Charlie Harger and myself signed the letter, I found out you guys did it, but that was just yesterday.
So we don't do it for the credit.
I just found out you've been doing it for weeks. I did it yesterday when somebody made me. So
there you go.
Great job, you guys, yesterday. Great job.
Yeah. Well, thank you to all of you.
Yeah.
Again, it's all about our listeners and the great work that Treehouse does.
You're here.
Okay, right now it is time for our words to live by. And this is apropos because Mr. Rogers said this. When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You'll always find people who are helping. And I want to bring that up because we heard from some of you helping right now with all the flooding. And keep being great to your neighbors and take care. Nick, take us out.
Well, most around we heard from are just trying to stay dry as the rain has settled in and flooding leaves us asking why. But don't raise another question giving us some extra grief, driving bigger trucks for fun over the standing water reef. So leave the water fun to local parks like Wild Waves. Although with 1 year remaining, we won't have the rides to save. There is always Great Wolf Lodge, though, but it's not really the same.
Not the same. Thank you, Nick. Again, Jake and Spike coming up next. Stay with us.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Little precious has a natural obsession for temptation, but he just can't see. She gives him love and that his body can handle.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hi, this is Keith Dashafi, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. If your home is bracing for cold drafts, frosty glass, or that one window that just won't open, it might be time for an upgrade. Right now, treat your home with 40% off qualifying installs or 24 months of 0% 0% interest with equal payments. It's the gift your house actually wants, because it definitely didn't ask for another inflatable snowman. With premium products, expert installation, and local service that feels like family, we'll get your home holiday ready. Visit PellaPNW.com today.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Looking for a high school that nurtures both the mind and spirit? Archbishop Murphy High School is where academic excellence meets faith-based education. With a 100% graduation rate and a college prep program designed to challenge and inspire, our students are prepared for whatever the future holds. But it's more than just academics. Archbishop Murphy's robust athletics, arts, and co-curricular activities ensure that every student finds their passion and thrives. Archbishop Murphy High School believes in educating the whole person. That's why we offer a vibrant campus life where students grow not only academically, but also spiritually, socially, and physically. Don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Schedule a visit and discover how Archbishop Murphy High School can help your students succeed. Visit am-hs.org. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy proudly supports Archbishop Murphy High School, where your story begins. am-hs.org.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in-store.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Your best